It's a Tuesday morning in Frankfurt. You're on the S-Bahn, coffee in hand, half reading a news alert on your phone about rising pension contribution rates. You swipe it away. You've seen that headline before. You'll deal with it later. But here's what that headline didn't tell you. There are currently over 26 billion euros sitting in dormant and unclaimed pension entitlements across Germany. Contributions from old jobs, forgotten Riester contracts, company pension promises from employers that no longer exist, just floating in the system with someone's name attached to them. And a portion of that money could belong to you. Yet most Germans will go their entire working life without ever tracking it down, without ever asking, without ever understanding that the system they pay into every single month is also the single biggest financial asset most of them will ever own, bigger, for many of you watching, than the apartment you'll eventually live in. It's the line on your payslip you've stopped reading. But by the time you finish this video, you're going to see it in a completely different way, because I'm about to walk you through 5 facts about the German pension and retirement system that every working person in Germany must understand right now in 2025. Get these right and you could add tens of thousands of euros to your retirement. Get them wrong and you'll bleed money slowly for the next 30 years and never even notice the wound. Let's start with the first fact, and it's one that almost nobody explains clearly. Every month, 18.6% of your gross salary goes into the Gesetzliche Rentenversicherung, the statutory state pension. You pay half, 9.3%. Your employer pays the other 9.3%. On a gross salary of 50,000 euros a year, that's 9,300 euros flowing into the system every year. Over a 40-year working life, even without any wage growth, that's 372,000 euros in total contributions. The question is, what comes back out? Here's the calculation the headlines skip. Your retirement payout is measured in Rentenpunkte, pension points. 1 full year of average German earnings in 2025 earns you exactly 1.0 point. The current value of 1 pension point is 39.32 euros per month. Verify. Deutsche Rentenversicherung 2025 Rentenwert. So if you work 40 years at exactly the German average wage, you collect 40 points, and at retirement you receive roughly 1,573 euros per month before tax. That sounds reasonable until you look at what life in Munich or Hamburg actually costs. The average one-bedroom apartment rental in Munich is currently around 1,800 euros per month alone. Verify. ImmoScout 24 or Statista 2025. The state pension, on its own, does not cover a comfortable life in most German cities. That gap is not an accident. It was designed into the system, and understanding it is the starting point for everything else in this video. Which leads directly to fact number 2, and this one contains the insider truth that the financial press glosses over. Germany runs a 3-pillar retirement system. The first pillar is the state pension we just discussed. The second pillar is the Betriebliche Altersversorgung, company or occupational pension. The third pillar is private provision. Riester, Rurup, ETF savings plans. Most people vaguely know this. What most people do not know is that the second pillar, your employer pension, is legally guaranteed to you in ways that are shockingly underused. Under the Betriebsrentengesetz, every employee in Germany has the right to redirect part of their gross salary into a company pension scheme through what's called Entgeltumwandlung, salary conversion. Here is the critical number. In 2025, you can redirect up to 3,624 euros per year. That's 302 euros per month, completely free of social security contributions and income tax. Verify. BMAS 2025 Entgeltumwandlung limit, currently 4% of the Beitragsbemessungsgrenzwert. On a marginal tax rate of 30%, that 302 euros per month costs you only about 211 euro out of your net pay. But the full 302 euros goes to work in your retirement account. That's an immediate 43% uplift on every euro you redirect, before any investment return at all. And yet fewer than 55% of eligible German employees are currently using this right. Verify. IW Köln or Bundesministerium für Arbeit survey on BAV participation. If you are in the other 45%, you have a meeting to book with your HR department this week. Now we're at fact 3, and this is the one that creates the real geographic divide in Germany that almost no one talks about openly. The pension system calculates your entitlements differently depending on whether your contributions were made in the old West German states or the new Eastern Bundesländer. Historically, separate Rentenwert existed for East and West, with the East value being lower. As of July 1, 2024, that distinction was fully abolished. A unified Rentenwert now applies across all 16 Bundesländer. Verify. Deutsche Rentenversicherung Renteneinheit 2024. That is genuinely historic. But the real geographic divide in 2025 is not in the pension formula. It's in the property and living cost gap that sits behind it. Here is what the numbers look like on the ground. The average purchase price per square meter for an apartment in Munich in 2025 is approximately €8,400. Verify. Immoskaut 24 or Empirica 2025. In Leipzig or Chemnitz in Saxony, it is closer to €2,200 per square meter. Verify. Same source. The same state pension income stretches nearly 4 times further in parts of Eastern Germany than in Bavaria. That is not a small difference. That is 2 completely different retirements, same contribution history, same Rentenpunkt, completely different real standard of living depending on where you choose to spend those years. If you live and work in Hamburg or Stuttgart and you are banking on the state pension alone to fund your retirement there, you need to sit with that number for a moment. It will not be enough. Fact number 4 is about access. When can you actually get your hands on your money? And this is where Germany is in the middle of a slow-motion shift that will affect every person under 55 watching this right now. The standard Renteneintrittsalter, the age at which you can claim a full state pension without any deductions, is currently 67 for everyone born after 1964. Verify. SGB 6 Section 35. If you want to retire earlier at 63, you currently need 45 years of Beitragsjahr, qualifying contribution years, to do so without penalty. Verify. Rentenpaket details, SGB 6. Miss that threshold and you pay a permanent deduction of 0.3% per month. You retire early. That is 3.6% per year, permanently baked into your monthly pension for the rest of your life. Here is what that means in real euros. On a projected monthly pension of €1,800, retiring just 3 years early without the full 45 qualifying years costs you €194.40 per month, every single month, for the rest of your life. If you live 20 years in retirement, that early retirement decision costs you €46,656 in total. Calculator moment. €194.40 times 12 months times 20 years equals €46,656. That number should make you check your Rentenauskunft, your official pension statement, right now. The Deutsche Rentenversicherung sends you one annually once you turn 27. If you haven't opened the last one, open it today. It tells you your projected pension at 63, at 65, and at 67. The difference between those 3 columns is one of the most important financial facts about your life.